It's not possible.
I didn't say it would be easy, Neo.
Good morning. My name is Chuck Tillis, serving as chairperson today. My colleagues are Ms. Carolyn Stapleton on my left and Mr. Danny Barabbas on my right. With we're reconvening at Caldwell's Correctional Institution. Mr.
McNeese.
Is the staff there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, would they like to make a comment or put their sign in for the record, state their name?
Yes, sir. This is Lieutenant Tatum over transportation here at Caldwell Correctional.
Thank you. Mr. George McNeese, please introduce yourself by stating your full name and your DOC number for the record, please.
I'm George Michael McNeese. My DOC number is 626369.
I will give you a brief explanation of the process. I'll read some information into the record and ask you to verify it. We will then conduct a parole interview. Your case has been assigned to me. I'm the lead interviewer. After the interview is complete, we'll ask the facility staff to give their input. You will be allowed to give a comment at the end of the interview on your behalf. At this time, we'll proceed with the interview. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
How long have you been incarcerated?
I've been incarcerated for four years now, sir.
4 years. Did you, how far did you go in school?
I got my GED when I was in juvenile.
When you were a juvenile? Did you know the victims?
Yes, sir, I did.
You did. Did you know they were juveniles?
Yes, sir.
I see. I see. Have you attended any classes since you've been there?
I took classes at the last facility.
Last facility, how many have you taken so far? How much training have you had?
I have my sex offender treatment. I have I have anger management, and I also took empathy and sympathy there at the facility. And right now, I am currently enrolled in thinking for change.
Okay. How do you think you're doing? Are you learning much, or are you understanding? Are you making a change? You feel
Yes, sir.
You do?
Yes, sir.
What do you normally do with your free time now?
I am thinking of things I can do when I go home to better my life and be there for my kids instead of being in jail and not having anything better to do with my life.
You have kids?
Yes, sir.
How many?
I have two.
Dude, what are they? Boy, girl?
Boy and a girl.
Boy and a girl? Oh, that's good. How old are they?
One is 9, and then the other one is 4.
I see. Very good. That concludes my interview. And at this time, my colleagues are going to, Ms. Stapleton has some questions for you to answer.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question. You've got two separate offenses, two separate juveniles. So what was the age difference with your first juvenile between you and she?
All right. I was 19 at the time, and she was 16 at the time. And I just come home from a juvenile, and I was talking to her sister, and then me and her just hit it off. And
Something. So you talking about the case in 2013?
yes, mom.
And you're saying that she was 16 because My record showed that she was a 13-year-old female.
Sheriff's.
No,
Don't mind.
no, 16? So 16 and 19?
Yes, ma'am.
How did y'all get caught? I mean, there was babysitting involved, right? Carnal knowledge,
Yes, ma'am.
that was the charge. How'd you get caught? What happened?
I was going to church with her, and her best friend was the one that made a comment in front of her dad,
Hmm.
and her dad's the one that pressed charges.
Okay, what about the second case? What was the age difference there?
I was,
And you were on probation during that time.
yes, ma'am. I was on probation at this time, and I was 26, 27 years old, and she was 14.
Yes. What all happened?
We started talking, and things went from one thing to another.
What about, did y'all watch any videos of pornography, things like that, or in front of her? None of that, just intercourse? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're kind of saying she fell in love with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how did anybody find out about that one?
Because I opened my home up to her, and then everybody started assuming that me and her had something going on.
And then they what, just went to the police about it, or told their parents, or what?
They went to the police about it.
And when you say you opened your home up to her, is it that you invited her over and y'all watched movies together or something?
No,
And they
no.
just like, oh,
She I had nobody else to watch my grandma. My grandma just come out of the hospital, and
okay.
my grandma was living with me at the time, and I was working a 12-hour shift, and I didn't feel comfortable with my grandma being there alone, so I was asking my family to come over to watch her, and they wouldn't do it, and she was the only one that actually told me that she wanted to come over to watch my grandma while I was at work.
So you've got children now. Did you have children at that time at the house, and were you married, divorced, what? Or you were single and no children yet?
I've always been single, never been married.
Okay, and so no children at your house when all this was going on, other
No.
than 14-year-old victim.
Yes, mom.
So anyway, you've got opposition with the sheriff and the DA and the judge's blanket opposition. So that ends my questions.
At this time, we'll have questions from Mrs. Roberts.
I see in your record that you were arrested when you were 16 years old. What was that arrest for?
I wasn't arrested at 16. I was arrested at 14.
14? What was that arrest for?
Incest.
And how did that charge pan out? You got sentenced?
Yes, sir. I got served juvenile life.
And so you stayed in jail until you were
19.
All right. And like Ms. Stapleton said, when you committed the incident offense, you were already on probation for a prior sex offense involving a juvenile girl. If we grant you parole now, what would be different and why? Tell us, why you think things would be different now. It seems like, you have a pretty bad record involving that kind of
Yes,
behavior.
sir. I know I have a bad record for it. And this time is different because now I can see that I have to change my life and I can't mess around with juveniles no more. And I have to better myself for the community and be a better productive citizen than I have been, and leave drugs alone, and leave the alcohol alone, and then keep my head in church and then focus on God.
Have you ever had any mental health evaluations or treatment?
No, sir.
Might be advised. That's the only questions I have.
Okay. Are there any comments from the staff?
Yes, sir. Mr. McNeese has been here since 2023. Since he's been here, there's no disciplinary issues that we had with him. According to my DOC program instructor, he has completed sex offender treatment, and he will be graduating from the Thinking for a Change in June. Other than that, I really don't know him. Well, like I said, I'm over transportation, but I have not heard anything bad from the officers that I have talked to about him today. So that's pretty much all I have.
Thank you so much. At this time, I guess we're ready for a vote. I'm sorry, I apologize. Mr. McNeese, would you like to have a closing statement? I apologize.
My plan for if I'm granted parole today, my plan is to show y'all and show everybody that I'm trying to better myself is by working a nighttime and a daytime job. The daytime job will be at the landfill, and then the nighttime job will be at Sonic.
So,
Yes, sir.
okay, thank you so much. Are we ready to vote?
Yes.
At this time, Mr. McNeese, I vote to deny.
Yes,
Ms.
sir.
Carroll?
I concur based upon your past history. And you're fixing to get out on full time, right?
Yes, sir. Me, yes, mom.
Yeah, so you're fixing to get out full time. So I hope everything you said is the truth, or there's no more future victims. So today my vote is to deny.
Yes, mom.
Mr. Forrest?
I am also going to vote to deny based on some of the same reasons they had. But I would recommend while you're still in there, you try to get into some mental health or more victim crimes to know how they feel, things like that, to better prepare yourself for when you do get out on good time, so that you really can be successful when you do get out. I mean, what you have is a serious problem, and sometimes it just doesn't get better by itself. You are doing good. I see that we couldn't find any disciplinary record on you, so that's good. You did take some classes, but a few more is definitely recommended.
All right. Could you be more specific on the classes that I would need?
Mental health evaluation. And we can talk to the warden about getting you to a facility. If they can't do it to a facility, where they can.
Yes, sir.
Talk to the warden at your place.
Yes, sir.
Okay, at this time, you've been denied. And this concludes our business for today. Time is 10:06.
Thank you.
Thank you.